We made some assumptions as we started, knowing that the retirement system that the citizens of Big Rapids voted years ago to fund the safety department is going to increase the millage this year. That's not our choice. That's the reality of a voted millage. We also know that there'll be a slight increase in the debt service payment for the public safety building, which is also a voted millage. So knowing that those two are going to experience some increase in the property tax, we pretty much came to the conclusion that we did not want to recommend an increase in the general property tax levy. So the premise of this budget is that there is not an increase, and obviously then that is going to limit, so that we're shoehorning the expenses that we have within the current millage, even to the point that if we tried to collect the same amount, because the commission probably will remember that property tax values fell this year, so keeping the same millage means that we'll actually collect less money because the overall property value of the city is down. We stayed within that. So on the property tax side, we'll actually collect less revenue, and we've accommodated that within both the capital items that were selected to fund, as well as the personnel and maintenance expenses. We do anticipate, as the commission knows, a small water increase this year that was budgeted and passed a couple of years ago, and with the user charge and the rates needed to collect for the debt, the new debt that we have at the wastewater plant, we're anticipating bringing that resolution to the commission at the next meeting as well. So the taxes, overall taxes, are held the same, which we think was a very positive thing, not knowing what Governor Snyder may do with perhaps the loss of personal property tax and how that will be replaced. But honestly, it's been a pleasure working with Mr. Locke on this budget. I think we've made some marvelous strides, and I think it will be even more fun next year, as really our learning curves are all on the same level, to see what we can do in another year.
The budget's been vetted through at least 2 public hearings. We've seen it at study session and retreats, so I think we're probably as good to go as we will be to entertain a resolution to adopt. So is there a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Support.
One final opportunity for public comment on this. Is there any? Mrs. Jennings.
I'm a simple person. Did the zinnias make it?
Yes.
Thank you.
The zinnias are in, but the rink is out. So we may come back to that. All right. Any other public comment? Commission comments or questions?
I just have a couple, Mayor, if I might. I'd like to commend John also for his work in the budget. It was a real pleasure working with him. We shared some laughs going through some of these numbers. And to think he's only been here for 2 months. I mean, this is really pretty outstanding for the city to be able to adopt this in a timely fashion. We were lucky enough to find that extra money in the sanitation fund. As I told Mr. Sobers, I looked at that as a Band-Aid, a big adhesive Band-Aid that we found. That really was a big push for the general fund. That helped the fact that we don't have a big difference between the revenues and the expenditures. But we're not going to find that $200,000 every year. And, you know, I certainly would caution the city staff to be, as they have in the past, to be fiscally responsible for their own independent budgets and watch them closely, because, you know, I'd hate to see us have to make tough decisions and lay off staff because we can't get a budget put together. And as I mentioned to Mr. Sobers today, and I just want to bring it out as a point of record, that I would like to see them contact the actuarials to do a different amortization of the amount of, what is this, Steve, the word for it? It's the amount of money that we have to put into Act 345 for the defined benefit police employees. And Mr. Sobers and I, about 5, 6, 7 years ago, we adopted a plan, and after 11 years, we were supposed to be all done, which would have meant $300,000 of what we're collecting under property taxes. We wouldn't be collecting in the very near future. But that isn't exactly the way it happened. It kept getting increased every year. And Mr. Lack, what was it in the last actuarial? $480-some thousand when we started with a $300,000. So I have encouraged Mr. Sobers to contact the actuaries and look at that and restructure that, smooth it out, make it a longer period of time, and get the tax millage down some in that area, because that millage is awfully high since we're also paying on the public safety building. But it was a pleasure working with them, and I enjoyed it. Good job, John.
Thank you.
Just a quick one to say thank you for all your hard work. John, it's amazing in 2 months where you are and the praise I'm hearing, but I really want to thank the person that's really responsible. Mrs. Locke, thank you for bringing John.
Yes, thank you.
All right, we'll vote on this then.
Anderson?
Yes.
Hoganson?
Yes.
James?
Yes.
Rothstein?
Yes.
Warba?
Yes.